Greetings fellow Hedgehogians. This is your boy text-to-speech guy, voice of Sonic in Photo Short Story. Today we have a special video for you guys today. Today JPL is reviewing Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. JPL will come on in a second, but before he does I just wanted to say I love you all. And now, here is JPL.
Okay, so Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. Now this game was advertised way more than the original, but even so, I don't think anyone was expecting a sequel to the first game. Sonic and All-Stars Racing really changed up the racing genre by adding the ability to change into a boat or a plane. Hey, hold on just a second. Okay, now some people may argue that Mario Kart 7 did it first, but let me explain. In Mario Kart 7, you can drive underwater. In Transform, you can turn your car into a boat. In Mario Kart 7, you can glide through the air with a hang glider. In Transform, your vehicle turns into a plane. Okay? You're not driving underwater in Transformed. Yeah, you're right. When you first boot up the game, you have 4 options: Career, Matchmaking, Custom Game, and Options. In Career, you will find World Tour, which is essentially the main campaign, Grand Prix, just for fun, Time Attack, and Single Race. In World Tour, you can go through a series of missions in a set area. You can do things like Race, Traffic Attack, which is the worst one, Pursuit, Sprint, and more. This is also where you can unlock characters if you have a certain amount of stars. For each challenge where you meet the criteria, you will get a star depending on the difficulty you select for said mission. If you choose the hardest difficulty, then you'll get the most amount of stars. At the start of the game, you have 12 characters: Sonic, Tails, Ai, Beat, Amy, Mimi, Wreck-It Ralph. I guess since Sonic was in the movie, they decided to put them in the game as a thank you, huh? And... oh god, it's him again. In order to unlock more, you can do so by going to the World Tour as mentioned earlier. Stages, on the other hand, are a little easier to unlock. All you have to do is just race on it once and you'll unlock it. For example, if you decide to do all the Grand Prix races, you'll unlock the stages the fastest. If you go online and race on a track you've never seen before, you unlock it. It's really that simple. Now if only making friends were that simple.
I'm Sonic, Sonic the Hedgehog.
My name is Shadow. I'm the world's ultimate life form.
Shadow unlocked!
Yeah, I'm good.
Some of the stages you can unlock are Chili Castle from Billy Hatcher, Seasonal Shrines from Shinobi, and Rogue's Landing from Skies of Arcadia. Also in this game, there's the Classic Cup where there are 4 stages from the original All-Stars Racing game. You have the stages like Sunshine Tour, Shibuya Downtown, which is the best stage in that game by the way, Roulette Road, and Egg Hangar? That one stage from Sonic the Fighters? What? The controls for this game were different from the original All-Stars Racing game. Like for example, instead of doing tricks with the drift button like how you would in the first game, you could use the right analog stick for tricks. The boat section are probably the easiest because the water physics and it's kind of fun with certain stages like Outrun Bay and Ocean View. The flight sections take a little bit time to get the hang of, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that hard at all. One thing that's different from the original is that there's more gravity in this game. Like, here's a comparison of jumping off that big ramp at Shibuya downtown in both versions of the game. Like, you could really see the difference between the weight. In this game, you have 10 cups with 4 stages in each of them. Dragon Cup, Rogue Cup, Emerald Cup, Arcade Cup, and Classic Cup. And then the other 5 are just the exact 5 I mentioned, just mirrored. Each track has at least 2 different sections in them, while others have all 3. Since we're talking about racing tracks, let's talk about the items and difficulty. Now, the items in this game aren't like your Mario Kart-like items. Like, for example, you have like things like ice, gloves, fireworks, drones, blowfishes. It's a weird choice of items, but I really appreciate Sumo for being original with their items. Also, not to mention that All-Star moves are back. I hate them. Like, what happened to all the all-star moves that showed off the character's capabilities? Now all it is that you're restricted in plane mode and you can either shoot something forwards or backwards or create a shockwave. It sucks. Well, at least you have the fan service music, but I still hate them. Now onto difficulty. They're pretty self-explanatory, honestly. Like, if you're playing on C-Class, you get a slow-paced action with no bullshit from CPUs. B-Class makes things a little bit faster and the CPU starts to be a little more self-aware of who's behind you or not. A-Class is faster, and the CPU will hit you if you're directly behind them, but honestly, all you can do is just drive behind them for like 2 seconds and make them waste their item by driving out of the way. And S-Class, aka
the most bullshit of bullshit difficulty I've ever played.
oh my god, you cannot catch up to these fuckers just by driving. Even if you use the fastest combination, which is Sonic on the max speed modification, these assholes will just drive by you like it's nothing. And their item placement is literally so fast, you will get thrown off guard so badly. Like, you could be driving normally in 4th place and then pow! Now you're in 9th place, because everyone is so fucking fast like Sorry. I had to get that off my chest. Some other small things I forgot to mention you could do are character experience points. The more and more you play a certain character, you can gain experience to a next level and change up your character stats a little bit. These mods consist of balanced, acceleration, handling, boost, and a maxed out version of the ones I just mentioned. Now, the maxed out versions depend on what character you use. For example, if you already have Sonic, who has a high top speed, if you level him up completely, he'll get the maximum speed modification where he becomes even faster.
Simple as that, huh?
Correct, Lord Eggman. It's really that simple. Also in this game, you can unlock stickers you can use for your license. In order to get stickers, you have to complete certain tasks in a race, and at the end of the race, you will unlock the sticker. It's basically the achievements version of the game. Look, here's what my license looks like on the Wii U version of the game. While Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform is not perfect, it's still probably one of the best kart races I've ever played in a long time. Although I never really had time to sit down and grind with the game like I did with Mario Kart Wii or the first All-Stars Racing game, that's not gonna deny the fact that this is a very solid arcade racer. There are a small few nitpicks I have with the game, like I wish the announcer guy would talk during the races like how he did in the first game, and I wish they weren't so lazy with the All-Star moves, cause those things were really fun to use back in the first game. But I do like the more stages from other Sega franchises, I like the character ages, and I do like the transforming character a lot. And I gotta say, I love the music. Richard Jocks, you did a good job, my friend. I'm not gonna do any more ratings like 8 out of 10s, because I feel like that's really cliche, and you know, I tend to be a little more biased toward my ranks, especially with like racing games or Sonic. But even so, if you like racing games, Sonic the Hedgehog, or just games that have a decent amount of replay value, I say give this game a shot. And with that, I conclude this review on Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform.
but I'm not done yet.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this review on Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform. If you really did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like, because it helps me out a lot. And you know, I really like making these types of videos, because you know, it requires me to sit on my computer and just edit, and I like editing, so it's good for me. If you want, you can follow me on Twitter, the links will be in the description. You can follow me on Instagram if you really want to. And you know, that's pretty much it. I don't really have any other big plans for, I don't really have any other big video plans in my head, so maybe a review on Team Sonic Racing when it comes out, and I get a good enough, like, I don't know, I'll have to see. Look, I need to figure out when that game comes out, because I actually really want to play that game. That game is, that game's looking exciting. I know a lot of people say that it's bland, or like, it's really unappealing, but I don't care what those people have to say. It's a racing game, it's a Sonic racing game, I'm excited, and I want to see if it holds up to the first All-Stars Racing game for me, because the first All-Stars Racing game for me hits a really special place in my heart. But other than that, I really don't have anything else to say, just other than thank you all for watching, and I love you. In World Tour, you can go through a series of missions in a set arena. No. In World Tour, you can go through a set of... Okay, so Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform. Now, this game was advertised way more than the original, but even so, I don't think anyone was expecting this. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing really changed up the racing genre. Blah, 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 I cannot speak today. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform really changed up the racing genre. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform really changed up the racing... I cannot... What the f*** is wrong with me? Racing genre by adding the ability to change into a car. No, I should have kept going. For each challenge where you meet the criteria, you will get a star depending on the difficulty you set. For each challenge where you... Also in World Tour, there will be a...